Okay, guys. Good morning. Good afternoon. I don't know where you're watching from. So this morning we are here to talk about some health benefits of coconut. Coconut leaves, coconut itself. We are here to talk about the benefits. Maybe you have it around your house. Maybe you have it around your compound. Maybe you have been seeing it on daily basis, and you know someone that is suffering from gallbladder stones, and you know someone that is suffering from gallbladder stones, you can be able to use just the leaves from coconut tree to take care of gallbladder stones, because coconut tree, the leaves have a lot of benefits. This brown sap before the coconut comes out, they have a lot of benefits. The coconut root itself, it has a lot of benefits. That's the reason why we make out time like this, so that we can talk about common plants that grows around our environment. So, and you know, if you are a man that this man is very poor as a man, you can use the coconut root, the coconut plant itself, by the root. But if you want to take care of gallbladder stone, you can get the leaves of the coconut itself. You can look at the leaves of coconut here. You boil it and take it as your tea. It treats urinary tract. Those of you that are suffering from UTI can be easy for you to use the leaves of coconut to prevent UTI. Maybe sometimes you urinate, painful urination. We African, we are blessed with plenty, but we hunger in the midst of plenty. Why? Because we don't want to embrace nature. That's the reason why we always make out time. Those of you that have been following us, you have been those old subscribers, or maybe you are a new subscriber, or you are still yet to subscribe. We have been talking about so many different plants here in Africa. And those plants are common plants that we have them around our environment that can heal our people. But we prefer to use our money to buy diseases. We prefer to use our money to buy sicknesses. And someone that is suffering from type diabetes, type A or B, This thing I'm telling you now, the pharmaceutical industry, they can even bring that down this video. You will use just the peeling from the coconut fruit itself for those of you that are suffering from diabetes. And you know, diabetes, maybe your lifestyle can cause diabetes. Maybe your environment, maybe family generation, it can cause you diabetes. Maybe because your father had it, your mom had it, and you are likely to have it. Maybe obesity and the kind of food we eat on daily basis depend on our lifestyle. So by you preventing it not to come, because they say just like and share, just like and share if you are just joining, share the life in order to prevent it, because on daily basis here in Africa, especially here in Ghana, we eat things that really not match our genetic constitution as Africans. We eat banku, rice, fufu, all these things, they contain sugar. And most people don't take a lot of vegetable to break down the fiber into the starch. So there is a need for you to take all those things and take a lot of vegetable in order to remain healthy. And if you are already diabetic, you can use this. I told you earlier on that the whole coconut plant itself is full with a lot of benefits. The water inside, the one we eat, the nut, the coconut itself, they have a lot of benefit. So we are going to talk about the entire coconut today. So if you are just joining, you can share, you can drop a comment. If someone is suffering from diabetes, you know that fellow, use just the bags of the coconut, boil it and drink it as your tea. Boil it and drink it as your tea. You are going to remain blessed. You are going to remain, they say prevention is better than cure. You are not diabetic, but you need something to remove the toxic waste from the body, to remove what is not supposed to be in the body and replace what the body needs. Because there is a need for you to replace what the body needs. Because on daily basis, when you get up in the morning, you do your day by day endeavors, definitely you lose some vitamins and some minerals. So how are you going to regain those things? By taking herbs as your tea, as your lifestyle, will help to prevent so many diseases that we have around our environment today that is disturbing our children, our families. So you can use the bark from the coconut fruit to take care of diabetes, just the bark. Or you know someone that is suffering from typhoid or malaria, you know that person that is suffering from that typhoid or malaria, boil the back of coconut and give to that fellow. Within 3 to 4 days, typhoid and malaria become history with nature. We have a lot of plants to expose. It's a secret that we need to tell, because when we don't talk about this, our children will remain more sick than us today. Because in those good days, most Africans were not sick because we were consuming nature. Our lifestyle, we were consuming nature on daily basis. We're consuming nature on daily basis. But these days we switch over to European American cultures. That is why we are sick today. And that's the reason why we need to talk about this. there is a need for us to talk about this, because if we don't talk about it now, we will have a very big problem tomorrow. Parents, maybe they will be sick. So there is a need. If you know someone that is suffering from typhoid or malaria, boil the back of coconut. Someone that is suffering from diabetes, type A or type B, just the back of coconut, it will be of help. Join me. Let's go on this journey of healing. This African indigenous medicine, we have so many things today with us. Look at cassava here. Cassava here in Africa, we use it, the tubers. We use the tubers to eat on daily basis. We use the leaves. Some part of Africa, they consume the leaf, they know the value of the leaves. But if you know somebody that is suffering from your ear is itching, or maybe sometimes your ear is making noise, we will talk about the herbs for epilepsy. But we'll ask a question. The epilepsy, is it the only person in the family, or is it general something? The parents have the epilepsy. If the parents have it, or anybody in the family have it, it means it is in the family. But if it is the only fellow and it can be spiritual, you know, it can be a spiritual case, it can be a spiritual attack, and it can be just epilepsy. So we are going to talk about that. Let's finish up with the cassava leaves. Maybe your ear is itching you, maybe your ear is making noise, or maybe your ear is not hearing well. Or sometimes they shout their name. I'm coming to talk about the epilepsy. Before you will hear, and cassava like this, you have it around you. And you know, in Africa, we have the red cassava. We have variety of cassava. We have the white cassava. The cassava that the sticks are red. We have that one. This is the one that the sticks are red. Then we have the other one, which is this one here, where the sticks, you look at the leaves, are white. So you are not going to use this type of cassava that the leaves, the skin is white. We are going to use the red cassava. As a people, we need to be healthy, we need to be strong, we need to be vibrant to do our day by day endeavors. That's the reason why we make out time to always talk about nature, to talk about things that can heal our environment, because God created us with an environment that can heal us. It's just because we disobey the Creator, that's the reason why we are sick. So once we start obeying the Creator on daily basis, we will remain healthy. Just harvest the leaves, the tender ones from the cassava, these tender leaves, the soft ones, the new ones that are just growing for ear infection. Maybe the ear is paining, is making noise, the ear is not hearing well. Just the tender leaves of cassava, get 3 to 4 leaves, you warm it on top of your fireside. When you warm it on top of your fireside, then you squeeze it. Once you massage it, you realize that at the long run, when you are massaging it for ear problem, you realize that water will be coming out from the cassava. When you press it, you see the water will be coming. In the night, just drop one drop into the ear. Ear that pains, ear that doesn't hear well with cassava. The red cassava, you know, we have the red one, which is the Manihot utilissima. Then we have the white one, which is the Manihot esculenta. So use the red cassava with the red sticks. And anybody that is suffering from maybe diarrhea, sometimes diarrhea or dysentery, or maybe constipation or stomach disorder, you can use cassava with salt in order to take care of diarrhea or dysentery. Yeah, join me. Let's go on this journey of healing. We have a lot of plants here that can heal our environment. Look at this one. We call it wild monster. It's a common plant. We call it wild monster. We have two species of wild monster. The species I have here is the species that we eat. We eat the leaf on daily basis. We call it menchanwala. Menchanwala. That's the name we call in our vernacular. Menchanwala. I don't know how you call this plant, and I don't know where you are watching from. If you are just joining me, share to friends and family. Join me. Let's go on this journey of healing. These African indigenous medicines, we need to be healthy. That's the reason why we make our time like this, so that we can talk about things that can heal our environment, things that can heal us as a people, because we are blessed with plenty, but we hunger in the midst of plenty. This plant, we call it ice plant, or you call it wild monster. We have two species. We have this one that grows with purple, amazing flowers. We have the other one that glow with yellow flowers. So, but this one I'm talking about is the one we eat the leaves. The leaves have a lot of vitamins, like vitamin B1, and it grows in wet places, places that water is always there, or places that they pour dirty, that is only full with a lot of fertilizer. So it grows around those kind of places. So that's the reason why we make our time to talk about these common plants around our environment that we have. If you know somebody that is losing a lot of vitamin A in the body, or they say you are losing vitamin B1 or B2 or vitamin C, use this plant. Neither use it as a vegetable, or use it in your smoothie, or use it in your salad, in order to increase the level of vitamin. Because once you are lacking vitamins in the body will not be healthy again. So that's the reason why we need to talk about them, because once you increase the level of vitamin in the body is going to heal itself. Because most of these plants, what it does, they encourage the body to heal itself by increasing the level of minerals in the body. Look at the plant here, it's a very common plant. I don't know whether you know it. It bears this amazing purple flower. When it grow mature, it bears seeds like this. The seeds go for poor eyesight. If you know somebody that is suffering from poor eyesight, low vision, we use the seed. Join me, let's go on this journey of healing. These African indigenous medicines, all these plants are all common plants that we know them. But if you are a man, whereby this is very bad as a man, watch this. Sometimes you dey home as a man, you beg this to come, him will go down. Man, the wife will be calling you one technical name, whereby you have coconut tree in your compound. The roots of coconut is going to take care of that problem. I told you earlier on, the roots of coconut have a lot of benefits. Somebody that is suffering from stroke, somebody that's suffering from stroke, the root of coconut, together with stinking needle, it will be able to take care of stroke. Let me show you the stinking needle. Before I talk about men, because I had a question that one of my brother just asked here, asking about epilepsy. So I don't know whether you know this plan. Brother, yeah, you're asking about epilepsy. It's a very common plant that grows here. Look at this plant, they call it tower tower. Tower tower, you are not going to use the leaves. Look at the tower tower flowers. For somebody I saw from epilepsy, and my brother was asking, Musa was asking about epilepsy. So you harvest the flowers of the tawa, you dry them. When you dry them, that failure, if it is not spiritual, because you know, it can still be spiritual. If it is not spiritual, use the flowers of tawa plant in order to treat that epilepsy. But you are going to dry them, get enough of the flower. I don't know whether you know tawa. If you know it, just drop a comment below, brother. That asking about epilepsy. Before I go on men that are suffering from poor sexual drive, it's a very common plant. We call it tawa. So if you know it, you just drop a comment below so that I can drop my number to you. Maybe we can talk more. And I'll show you the plan on my WhatsApp. So as I was saying, look at their stinking needle. Look at the stinking needle here. The needles have a lot of benefit, but if you are a man that you are very poor as a man, watch this plan. It's a very common plan. All the time, your wife will be asking you one technical question as a man. Are you a man? Are you a man? Because this man is very, very poor. And before you use the coconut roots, as I want to explain here now, one thing you are going to do for me, you are going to check whether you are diabetic. If you are not diabetic, you check whether you have old infection that was poorly treated. If you are just joining us, please share this to friends and family. Don't be selfish. Join me. Let's go on this journey of healing. This African indigenous medicines, we cannot stay away from this because this is the truth. These were the things our forefathers were using in those good days. They were very strong and they were very healthy. So we need to come back to nature. We need to come back to heritage. So if you are a man that you discover that poor sexual drive as a man, check whether you are diabetic. If you are not diabetic, check whether you have an infection that was poorly treated. Maybe the infection was treated, but it was poorly treated. And you know, the roots of coconut tree is not going to trigger you to come by force. No. It's not going to trigger you to come by force. No. What is it going to do? It's going to clean your waist here as a man. Once it clean your waist, as a man, you are very clean here at the waist. And then you clean here, you are clean. You know, if your waist is clean as a man, here is clean. Here and here will communicate. The brain will send down the message here. There will be easy communication. But if there is blockage of blood in and out, there will be a very big problem. That is the reason why any decision you take here, if there is network, this man get the message. That's the reason why you can be walking down the street as a man. You just look at a beautiful lady. At the long run, your man come, but you didn't see it in reality. It's just here. Once he send down the message here, this man get the message immediately because the network is very, very clear. So what are you going to do? You are going to get the roots of the coconut. Once you get a handful of the roots of coconut, dig out the root. I didn't bring out my diggers this morning. Once you dig out the roots, a handful, it should fill up your palm hand. Now you hear one man, you hear a woman asking one technical question. Are you a man? Because you cannot do that work as a man. And if you cannot do it as a man, somebody can do it very well for you. And if somebody do it very well for you, there will be a very big problem in that house. So make sure you check diabetes. Make sure you check whether you have an infection. Or maybe sometimes it's a lifestyle. Maybe sometimes you are drinking a lot of alcohol. Or maybe you are taking drugs. Or maybe you are smoking. If you are smoking, you have to stop all those things or reduce it in order to use the roots of coconut. Once you get the roots of coconut, wash it to be very clean. If you wash it to be clean, Okay, you are in South Africa. You don't see the plan. Don't worry. I'll drop my WhatsApp number and then I'll send. Maybe we can talk on WhatsApp. I'll send a picture. If you cannot identify it, we can just send it to you through delivery. These plants are growing here wildly without cultivation. We doesn't sell them. We just send it to you. You receive it, and you do whatever you want to do with the plant. So if you are a man, let me finish up with this man before I come to you. If you are a man, get a handful of the roots of coconut plant, the fresh one. If you can get a handful, wash it very well to be clean. It's just coming out from the ground. You have to remove the ground, wash it to be very clean. If you wash it to be clean, you are going to dry it. If you want to dry it, somebody can just go and boil it directly like that. But if you have time, you can dry it in a cold, dry place. Once you put in a cold, dry place, it will get dry. You get it into a grand, fine powder. For you, man, that your wife is asking you a technical question, do this therapy, you call me and tell me thank you. Your story will never remain the same. So, what are you going to do? Every morning after boiling it, you drink it as your tea, 300 milliliters in the morning. That's a glass cup, 300 milliliters in the evening. If you have been complaining of this man, you are not diabetic, you don't have an infection. As I earlier tell you guys, if you are diabetic as a man, a woman, you want to use the root of coconut, you can actually boil the coconut peelings itself, boil it for diabetes. Because if you are diabetic, you take the root of this thing, this man will not still walk. This man will still be looking down. But if you are not diabetic, just get the root, boil it, or you dry it. When it gets into a fine powder, you just boil water in the morning, 1 teacup. You fetch the powder, 1 teaspoon, mix it, you drink it in the morning as your tea. Drink it in the morning as your tea. Look at amazing plant that we have around. We have amazing plant around. So, for you men, if someone is suffering from maybe prostrate is coming, and when you are up to 35, 40 years, you realize that frequent urination, you always urinate in the night as a man, prostrate is coming your way. You can use these brown stuffs that is coming out from this coconut, just this one. That's like a basket. To do that, to take care of those men that are suffering from prostrate, or prostrate is still coming. You want to prevent the prostrate not to enlarge. Look at this plan. If you are a man, you approach 35, going to 40, you realize that in the night you urinate 3, 4, 5 times in the night. Know that prostrate is coming your way. Use this plan in order to prevent it, because prevention is better than cure. And as a man, there is a need for you to make love in a month at least 21 times for you to stay away from prostrate in the future. Or you want to still prevent the prostrate, you can use just this brown sap here that is growing here. Once the leaves are coming out, the new ones, you realize that the sap will be coming out together with the leaves. You can use it in order to stop prostrate, not to enlarge. Because if prostrate enlarge as a man, you will be a very big problem. Sometimes difficult in urination, difficulties in urination, sometimes painful urination. Can even connect you a pipe. So there is very dangerous. So we advise you, it's better to prevent it not to come. It's very, very better to prevent it not to come than to allow it to come. We are blessed as a people. Share it if you are just joining. Like the video, please. If you are watching, just like the video. Drop a comment below. Join me. Let's go on this journey of healing. So if you know coconut, just drop a comment below. If you don't know coconut, still drop a comment below. We are blessed as a people, but we hunger in the means of plenty.